The Sister Geta effect, living in love with the divine, shares beautifully her powerful story. It's a journey of faith, healing, mental health, and divine love. Her daughter, Sister Jenna, tenderly reveals their shared mission to uplift souls and inspire hearts to serve the world. Inside, you'll be surprised to go deep into inspiring segments, moments of deep connection, and the love that carried Sister Gita home to God. Let this sacred story awaken the beauty that's within you. Available now on Amazon. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. As I mentioned in our previous show, I can't believe we've done over 500 so far. Huge, huh? And we're running still. Today's session, I wanted to focus on the energy, the atmosphere. I don't know if it's in your country, but in America, a very high energy of job insecurities in the air. Insecurities everywhere. You know, we find ourselves in a situation where we weren't expecting that outcome, or, you know, there are murmurs in the air. You're going to get laid off, this, that. And if you notice the human tendency for majority of us as people, we automatically switch into the worst outcome, the worst scenario. Have you been in that situation ever? Whether you're doing a project, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're going for a job interview, whether you're in your job, and there's a question about the extension of it or the long term of it. Even when it comes on to just you in relationships, a sign that something internally for us isn't strong enough is that we go to the worst scenario instantly. Example, in the US, especially in D.C, Maryland has one of the second highest layoffs because a lot of the federal government workers are employed and they live in Maryland, and so it has the second highest unemployed because of the federal worker layoffs, right? So you know this wave is happening, and automatically, and it's natural, mortgage, rent, food, the kids, life insurance, health insurance, the car, the maintenance. Forget leisure. Nobody even thinks about leisure when they're being tested in terms of their viability to sustain their families. That goes out the door. It's just not even a thought. But we go to the fear of what might not happen. You've seen that. You've felt that, right? Yeah. Let's play the scenario when you're living your life and doing good in your job is important, that you have to continue. There are some people that I know that do really well in their jobs, but they're really awful people. Like, they're not nice to their colleagues at work. And I know you've met a few of those. They're omnipresent. And so that energy will contribute to changes and ways of things evolving or merging for you. There are some people in the workplace, they're not really doing their job very well, but they're the nicest people. And they keep getting opportunities and chances, and you're like, they're not even capable. Because they're nice, or they get along with people, they're likable, somehow they get to stay. So what's the story to this? I feel that there's sometimes an energy inside that triggers certain situations. It's a culmination of thought vibration over a long period of time. That is one aspect. Second aspect is that we sometimes end up in this collective vortex of people's vibrations as well. If you've ever been on a highway and one or two car made a mistake and had an accident and it backed up traffic for 2 or 3 miles, if you've ever been in one of those situations, and you just can't move just because of two people. I had to suffer the consequence of missing my meeting, getting late to something, whatever it might be, missing my plane, but I'm blocked up in traffic because one car made a mistake, had some karmic account with another car, and now the whole highway is blocked. So secondly, there could be a situation in the work environment where one person becomes responsible for backing everything up, and we become casualties of that vibration. So what do I do? How do I work it out? I'm stuck in traffic because of one person's rules or laws or ideas. Somehow now I'm out of a job. No one's thinking about my well-being. That's true. We're in that culture of deep selfishness. And I feel insecure. And insecure is an interior working machine of the waste and negative and worst possibilities. And then at the same token, there's a little percentage, I've got to do this, I have to get this, let me try. Even if you're backed up on a highway, you try to look for the next exit. You know, you might have to break a little law and go on the side of the highway to get off or something. It depends on where you are. It's happening everywhere. It's happening. Everywhere you go in the world, you're hearing some drama. It could be a natural calamity that makes you unable or incapable of going into work. It could be a power outage in your country that is not allowing you to go to work. Your restaurants are closed, businesses are closed, Wi-Fi is not working. It could be a leader of a country that has a different vision than what everyone's accustomed to, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're given a red slip. You could blame a whole bunch of people and things, but internally, are you strong enough? And one of the most important things that I keep emphasizing on the next normal, you've got to build your inner resilience. And it starts with you understanding the interior value and worth of your existence. So you can't move on the highway. Now you've gotten fired from your job or you have to resign. Now it's time for the interior work while you're sending out your CV, while you're looking for options. Maybe it's time for you to spend quality time with family, which you never did before. Maybe it's time for you to put the house in order and get rid of things and sell things you really don't need anymore. Maybe it's time for you to reach out to friends that you haven't had time to really connect with again because you've been so busy in the workplace. Maybe it's time for you to get some much needed rest that you needed, but it's definitely not time for you to start worrying and create more chaos. It's definitely not time for you to think the worst for yourself. Not at that crucial moment. When at that moment, you need more fuel and energy than ever before to keep you going. And that's an interior work. That is an inner job where you have to look at yourself deeply in the mirror and believe in your self-worth and your capabilities. Believe in your heart. Believe that you've done enough good that will support you. And if for whatever reason you identify, now that you don't have a job or you're getting laid off, you could have been nicer. You could have been a little bit more open, more social, more cooperative at work. Then in your next endeavor, you won't do that, right? Because now that situation has taught you something that you had not seen before. The layoff, the firing. So now especially in Washington, there's like a backup of traffic of people trying to find jobs, and many in very elite environments, elite professions that few know how to do, and so those who have their jobs are not going to let them go for anyone. Is it time for you to come up with something creative? Is it time for you to start your own business? Is it time for you to do something you've always wanted to do? Is it time for you to connect to God? To just be with this spirit. Life has a way of, what they say, it gives you lemons and you have to make lemonade out of it, right? And nothing makes sense in these times as they should. Good people are being rejected. People who might be challenged with their authenticity and integrity are being accepted. Don't watch any of that. None of that matters. It's your spirit that matters. It's where you are in the interior essence of yourself. So I want to give you a little experiment, and maybe when we're done, try it though. In order for you to get an answer as to what is next for you to do, you will need to commit to at least just 1 hour. Okay, I know it seems like a lot, but 1 hour. And if you're not working, pretty sure you've got an hour to give to yourself. First, when you sit in meditation, you go behind your eye and you acknowledge the self is powerful, is pure, is peaceful, is loving, is wise, has the capacity to make impossible things possible. You have to sit in that space. It might take you some time to believe it, because that's not the way you've been thinking about yourself. You've been thinking about your title, your role, your clothes, your job, your country, your religion, your gender. That's where most of your thoughts are focused on. That's not inner power, that's external power. I'm talking about inner power, okay? So you sit with that until eventually all the noise and the chaos and the worry and the concern subsides. And it will. And then it might take you about 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes till you get to that place. Then you're going to sink into a space where it's very still. It's that space where you can connect now to the God that is in you, which is the good and the power of you. But then you can also really reconnect to the Supreme Being, that God that fuels things and moves things out of your way. And when you get into that zone, there you'll find your answer. There you will know exactly who to call, where to go, what to do, and how to do it. So I'm inviting you to try that today. And please send me an email and let me know how it shifted you. It will feel a little uncomfortable at the beginning if you're not used to meditating or you're not used to taking care of your inner world. That's why it's uncomfortable for you to commit to 1 hour of your inner world. It's nothing. Whatever the thoughts that come up in your mind, it's the past, it's done. It has nothing to do with the present right now. It's not going to hurt your present moment. So you just tolerate those thoughts. Tolerance comes from a lot of love inside of the self. So you tolerate it and you say to those thoughts, that's old, that's past, it has nothing to do with me. I'm sitting here to create something new for my future. Okay, so if those thoughts are going helter-skelter while you're in meditation, talk to it and say, I'm very powerful, you know. Whatever I've been through, it's not important now. I'm creating something new. And then you keep going into the original nature of the self. I'm a pure, powerful soul. I'm here to do good for humanity and my family and friends. I'm peaceful. You keep those thoughts going until you get into that silence, and then God slips in. And when God's energy slips in, which is divinity and power, you'll find answers coming up from a pure place within you, not artificial. Not artificial. You might actually get redirected as to where you need to go and what you need to do. Maybe you didn't even like your job. And it becomes a blessing that you're released for a little bit. But don't worry. That's going to push your opportunity further away from you. You might think it's this one or that one, or there's no job, it's so difficult, it's so hard. Not for God's child. You'll be okay. You have to be okay. You're God's child. You're doing the work internally for yourself. So I just want to take a few seconds and just close your eyes and just say to the self, that which is good and beneficial for me is coming to me or is here. That which is good and beneficial for me is here for me, or it's on its way. It's as fast as when I send a text, it's coming to me right now. That energy you have to keep feeding in you. Okay? All right. Let's go to our awakened intelligence, shall we? Let's go to our awakened intelligence and see what we have. What do the Brahma Kumaris say about job insecurity? So in the teachings, especially about jobs or career, it stems from identifying too strongly with external roles, achievements, and material success. The foundation of overcoming this insecurity lies in self-awareness, spiritual empowerment, and trust in a higher plan. So here are some key principles and practices. Number 1, reconnect again with your inner identity. I cannot stress any further the importance of tapping into your real self. The world is functioning on an external energy, and what we're teaching is to focus on your inner energy that makes the external world a better place. Please go back and watch the show when healing the world requires healing the self. So, we're teaching you that you're a soul, not the body or your job title. The soul is naturally peaceful, powerful, and stable. Practice. Begin each day with the affirmation, I'm a peaceful soul. My worth is intrinsic and eternal. This shift will help you to detach from the fear tied to temporary roles. Number 2, develop a deep relationship with God. Job insecurity often comes from feeling unsupported. In our teachings, we emphasize building a loving, trusting relationship with the Supreme. Number 1, practice. Daily early morning Amrit Vela, we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to connect with the Supreme and take strength. At that time in the morning, your mind is clear. I'll really have to stress that with you. See yourself as an instrument and trust that the Supreme is guiding your journey, not your ego. Number 3, stay stable through our teachings. Practice sitting quietly and focus your thoughts. I'm a point of light. The Supreme Light is filling me with courage and clarity. Daily meditation protects your mind from negative external influences like job stress. Number 4, karma philosophy. Trust the law of action. We believe everything is an accurate result of your karmas. The idea that pure, elevated actions always yield positive outcomes. Do your best at your job with honesty and good wishes. Let go of the outcome. Trust that your elevated efforts will bear fruit, even if not in the way or time you expected. Number 5, avoid comparison and competition. Insecurity grows when we compare ourselves to others, and this is the last one, which I really like. Practice focus on self-progress, not worldly success. It's a big turnaround point, isn't it? Because back in the day, in our 20s, that's all we wanted, and 30s. Anyway, use affirmations like, I'm unique, I'm different, and my role is perfect in this world drama as it unfolds. Very, very true. Thank you so much. So you think about the inner workings creates the external workings. Some blockages, maybe it's not for you, maybe it is for you. Maybe you wanted that job out of the way anyway. Maybe a lot of people who have lost their jobs used to think, I'm tired of going to work. I don't want to work here anymore. See how powerful your thoughts can be? But we might blame others for that, you know? But we forgot that we used to have that thought. How many of you wake up every morning, I'm going to work, whoa, woohoo? How many of you? All right, so just think about also your role. You know, it's everyone's a part of this journey, and just continue to take care of your interior world. Let's take a moment of the Sister Gita effect.
Now, all of us are in the quest for peace, whether we are conscious of it or not. Sometimes we do things to create peace for us, and later on the line we see it actually takes us into entanglement. We all are familiar with that. Now, the intrinsic nature of each and every living being is that of peace. So where is it? Where did it go? The fact that you don't feel peaceful, you will use the reality of truth to state, I am a being of peace. Whatever is happening, we know it's coming from, imprints of the past, experiences we've had. Sometimes there are people around us that bring up certain feelings in us, certain emotions. And there are two things we can do with that. If we're spiritually strong, we can detach ourselves spiritually from that scene, check out what's going on, protect the self from whatever it is. Or take a vacation. go somewhere else until you have got stronger to deal with that energy. Because all it is an energy. Peace is an energy. Anxiety and stress they're also energies. So within us at this time, there are two things happening. Your peace is there, but also the invasion of the anxiety, the unsurety, the insecurity. All of these things are always also there. Once again, I can't express enough. Take yourself back to reality. I am a being of peace. You don't ignore the feelings. You give it some kind of recognition. If you ignore the person or the feeling, it will come up just louder.
I love how sweet Sister Gita's nature is. So her book is out. Woohoo! There we go. The Sister Gita Effect. Living in Love with the Divine. I have to give a big shout out to Gina Maza. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have really moved forward with putting this together, but she just had such a beautiful energy and spirit in bringing this to life with me. And Gina, if you're watching, thank you so much. I'm just going to give you a little sneak preview of something in the book, one of the teachings of Sister Gita, courage. We need courage to remain true to ourselves in today's artificial world. The very purpose of spiritual study is to restore the courage to stand up for what you believe in. To experience this is to be convinced of the absolute value of your intrinsic worth. You can face any opposition with strength of conviction. Believe in your highest self and in a divine future. Self-realization removes doubts. In The Wizard of Oz, the lion is afraid of his own shadow. Someone who demonstrates fear is often really a courageous person. They're just living from their past experience. There you go. The Sister Gita Effect. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope I helped today in today's discussion, that we took some benefit from our sharings. So good morning to everyone, and let me see if I can get on board. Let me see, I'm on the wrong session here. All right. Anyway, just to say hello to everybody, to make sure everyone's okay. Angela, good morning. Usha, Divya Baba, Shobha, Lilawati, Jackie, Nirmala, Yukti, Kailish, Neha, Indu. Thank you so much for joining in. Lots of good wishes. Stay strong. Feel that you're supported by God's love. And keep rising. Keep rising to call. Sometimes challenges come to push you up, not to push you down. And so pay attention to that. Lots of love, lots of good wishes. See you tomorrow. Om Shanti.